A Place Called Home by Laurie Wick, Chapter 51. January 5th, 1888. My dear Christy, my heart is filled with joy over your wedding plans. I wish I could be there, and you know I would be if it were at all possible. I continue on here, as I hope is your wont. The house is in fine order, and the horses are well taken care of. The sheriff spoke to the bank as you requested, and extra money was made available for salaries and household needs. I hope this finds you safe. Please write and tell me about the wedding. Love, Mrs. Hall. Her letter is a little shorter than usual, and she didn't say anything about my accepting Christ, Christine commented to Luke as they sat at Grandma M's kitchen table. Maybe she's afraid it will change things and she'll be out of a job. I've been thinking about that. I will have to get back home at some point. Things aren't really settled with Grandfather's estate. When are you going to think of Baxter as your home? Christine could only stare at Luke, unsure of what he meant. Luke tugged on a strand of her hair. I was just teasing, Christine. I didn't mean to upset you. There are times I don't know where home is, Luke. Can you understand that? Considering what the last year of your life has been like, it's completely natural. He stood up. I've got to go. As usual, I told Cy I wouldn't be long, and then I stop over here and you won't let me leave. Oh, no, you don't, Luke Andrew Cameron. You're not going to blame your tardiness on me. Christine shook her finger at him. You, madam, Luke said, with mock sternness, are entirely too big for your britches and much too sassy. That's all going to change after we're married. Is that understood? Yes, Luke, Christine answered with all the meekness she could muster. All right. Now, act like a good wife and get my coat and hat. Christine moved like a humble servant and barely kept a straight face. While Luke was putting his coat and hat on, Christine moved around the kitchen table away from him. All right. I'm ready to go. You may come and kiss me goodbye. No. Luke regarded his playfully defiant fiancée from across the table. Come here, Christy. His voice was no longer commanding, but deep and persuasive. Christine shook her head and stepped away from him as he moved toward her. His use of her nickname told her she would be kissed, or he wouldn't be leaving. Come here, Christy. Come and kiss me. You'd better kiss him, Christine, or Silas is going to end up feeding all those horses by himself. Grandma M spoke matter-of-factly as she brought up jars of fruit from the basement. Luke looked barely patient at the interruption, but Christine was highly amused. She sauntered out from the kitchen to the parlor. I'll walk you to the door. Her eyes told Luke she felt victorious. Bye, Gram. Bye, Luke. You think you're pretty clever, don't you? They were at the front door, and Luke was buttoning his coat. Pretty and clever, both, was Christine's sassy reply. Luke threw back his head and roared with laughter. Christine never failed to delight him. Long after he kissed her goodbye and headed home, he was still laughing.